Hey, I got this crazy idea, right? And the crazy idea is that if you move with good intentions and you put the work in with good intentions and you do your due diligence with good intentions and you step out on faith and you chase that dream that you have, the reward will far outweigh the risk. Because when you move with those intentions, a lot of times you end up finding your purpose if you haven't already discovered that. And this kind of touches on why I feel the way that I feel about, moving with good intentions. Whether that's business, life, relationships, whatever it is that you're working on. There was once a time back in 2002 where I was just graduating college. I was a struggling musician, a starving musician, if you will, back in South Florida. I felt like I was moving without a purpose, and I really didn't have a purpose as to what I was doing or what I was moving for. And I could barely make ends meet, but I had this burning desire in my heart to do something to make somebody smile, to do something to be a blessing to somebody. So I go to cash my check one Friday afternoon, and I'm walking out of the store, and when I walk out of the store, I see this homeless guy, and he approaches me and says, hey man, you got, some spare change, something I can kind of get something to eat with. Now, I couldn't afford it. I was barely making ends meet myself, but I reached into my pocket, and I remember that feeling that I had to put a smile on somebody's face. So I reached into my pocket and I put some money in his hand, and he immediately looked down at his hand. Then he looked back at me, and he immediately started crying. Started telling me his story, that he had been praying for days for somebody to come and help him out to get something to eat because he hadn't eaten for days. Not only had he not eaten for days, but he had just had a surgery and he had just been diagnosed with AIDS. He had a really long scar on the side of his neck. I go on to say, you know what, sir? Thank you, man. God bless. I hope this is, I hope this helps. And I get back into my car. Matter of fact, that day, I think I was going to actually go put some more used tires on the car because the ones that I had were pretty worn out. I sat in my car and I cried for about 10 minutes. The whole time I'm sitting there crying, all I'm thinking to myself is that, man, my plan was to be a blessing to somebody, and not even knowing that this homeless guy, this man, this human being changed my life forever. From that moment, I felt like, whatever I did, whether it was business, life, or relationships, that I needed to do it with good intentions. And with those good intentions, I wanted to make sure that I was able to help as many people as possible. Do it with the right intentions. The reward will far outweigh the risk. We in here, man. Let's go.